Okay, welcome back. This is episode number 2, A New Beginning. So, what we're going to try and do in this episode is to get this town hall as maxed as we possibly can, and then go on to the next one. So, I mentioned yesterday that it was really a bit of fun that I started this right from the very beginning. There's actually a couple of reasons that I started this. It is fun, but my journey to Town Hall 11, there's some very interesting twists, and I think my gameplay was affected by some of the decisions that I made along the way. So going back to the beginning really is an attempt to address those particular issues and see if I can correct my game playing style. So I'll mention a couple of these now. They probably become a bit more obvious as we play, and I'll elaborate on them a little bit more. But one of the important things that I wouldn't say it's important, but one of the things that I did was I rushed a couple of town halls. And for anybody that's played for a long time, they'll know that that leaves you at a distinct disadvantage when playing with strong players. So my biggest mistake was I had a maxed out Town Hall 8. Everything was done. Spells, the Barbarian King was maxed, all my troops were maxed, the walls, every last one of them was maxed, all the defences. Went to 9, got the Archer Queen. And my goal from the beginning of the game had always been to get to a maxed out Town Hall 10 as quickly as possible. So I decided it was a really good idea to jump from a very, very baby Town Hall 9 to a very baby Town Hall 10. With Dark Troops were nowhere near ready for Town Hall 10. And my heroes weren't ready because I had a very low Queen. Barbarian King hadn't progressed much beyond Town Hall 8, and neither had my skills. So you can imagine playing against Town Hall 10 players put me at a big disadvantage. And my initial attempt to get this right was to put everything down on the playing field and then max them all out. So I had these beautiful things called Inferno Towers. All the expos, everything was down, brilliant, and it put me right at the top of Clan Wars. I was number 1 for the Clan Wars, without the skills, some skills but not all, and heavily weighted, so I always got the strongest players, and I had people in the clan that had better bases than me, lower down, and they were getting much better, fairer matches, so that put me at a distinct disadvantage. Because my troops weren't strong enough, I discovered that I couldn't really get very far with what was available to me. So I had to adapt. I got into this cycle where every time I used a full army, because my skills weren't properly developed, every time I used a full army, every time I went up the leagues, I went dry on elixir. So every time I went down the leagues, no problem with loot. So I started to develop strategies that worked in the lower leagues, but I wanted to be in the higher leagues because the loot bonuses were better. I'll come back to that later. But my style of play was affected very badly by what I'd done to rush. I'll elaborate on some of these things a bit more later, but for now let's get back to this and see where we're going with this particular level. So we have, let's get some troops going. We'll fill that up, get ready for the next attack. Okay, so what we need to do here is get this particular town hall maxed as much as we can, and there are two things really that I'm trying to do to correct the problems we had before. One is I want to max every single item on a town hall before I go to the next town hall level, and secondly I'm intending to do 3-star attacks as much as possible. I don't want any strategies that I've used previously to specifically pick off certain types of resource or to just kill the town hall and move on. None of those things. I want to attempt 3 stars as much as possible, so that's what I'm really aiming for, and hopefully this will correct some of the gameplay errors that had crept in previously. So let's have a look at this. So let's go for the mine. Okay, so this is running very low on resources, so let's go and see if we can get an attack going. We have 15 barbarians. Okay. Rocky Fort. Let's finish the training. Okay, let's go straight for Rocky Fort. Okay, so what we want to do here is take out, let's get my face out of the way, take out, there we go, get rid of the bombs, take out the cannons, let them work their way down and hopefully do what we need to do. It's been such a long time since I've done these, I've forgotten what the strategies are supposed to be, but that cannon looks a bit ominous at the other end, so let's hope some of my barbarians survive enough to be able to destroy it. There we go. Okay, this should give me a little bit of loot. There we go. Beautiful. Very nice sound, a victory sound. Let's put me back in the bottom there. Okay, so we've got some achievements that are coming through now. Leveling up, there we go. So we've got one builder that's busy. Let's get these extra walls in place. Right, that's all the walls. Okay, so I'm going to go by recommendation here. Take a minute. So I'm going to go by the cheapest upgrade each time and then gradually build up the resources, and by the end of this we should have a nice maxed out Town Hall 2. So just for the sake of not spending time waiting for these things to upgrade, I'm going to put this on pause and then come back to it.